How do you ride on icy roads? Oh, let's get into it.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. If you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos, please like, share, subscribe, leave those comments below, check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So, in this video, look, I'm out on the bike, and it's a glorious morning here in the UK, but it's absolutely freezing. That's right, it is completely frozen overnight. And you can see there a little bit there, all frosty and everything. Now, you might think it looking around, it's not that cold, but actually it's like -5 here. And overnight, there's a lot of ice on the pavements, on the roads. I actually walked the dog out this morning, and I almost fell over about 5 times. Now, the thing is, sometimes you would say, well, if it's these kind of conditions, you shouldn't be going out on the bike because you haven't got enough traction there, you could easily come off. However, whilst the roads might be largely clear and they may be treated, you can still get lots of icy patches, especially on minor roads, or where the roads haven't been treated, let's say around houses. So some people ask, you say, well, how do you cope with that? Well, if you're ever in any doubt, if you're lacking in confidence, I would say, first of all, just don't go and ride on it. You know, just save yourself the bother. However, if you get caught out on these kind of conditions, or you could apply the same kind of logic to when it's really wet and it's slippery conditions, or the roads are really greasy after the first signs of rain. What you need to do is actually change your whole way of riding, or adopt a very ultra neutral conservative way of riding. You don't lean the bike over at all. You try and keep it as upright as possible. You try and keep it in a higher gear that you normally would. You're very easy on the throttle, keeping it at very low revs all the time. And basically what you want to do is avoid any kind of sudden braking or sudden acceleration. Now, when I talk sudden, it's not like you're riding dry conditions and braking and accelerating. Here, as I say, you've got to be ultra careful, because the last thing you want to do is put any extra pressure on those tyres and any kind of patch that may be a little bit icy, especially even if you're upright and going in a straight line like I am now. If you put too much pressure on the rear tyre with your throttle, then that could cause it to spin up, slip out, and that's it, it's game over. So just taking it nice and easy. Now, as I say, coming up to this roundabout here, you see I'm virtually keeping the bike upright. I'm looking around. I can see there's possibly a little bit of icy shininess there. And that's it. It doesn't matter if it's icy or not. You've got to kind of avoid these little icy areas, or these shiny areas, just to say, look, there's a little bit of shininess here. So, right now, right in the middle of the lane here, you can see there's almost like a darker patch. That means that the two strips either side, that's where normal car tyres go. That's where the tarmac, the road, has been flattened down and shined up a little bit. Those are the areas which you want to avoid as a biker. It's same in the rain. Avoid those areas where the car tyres have gone and just stick to the middle ground. The middle ground is normally where it's going to be a rougher surface. You're going to get better traction. Sometimes you can follow the wheel marks of cars if, let's say, there's a lot of flooding and a car in front has actually ploughed the road, as it were, a little bit, divided the water a little bit for you. But a lot of the time, just stick in the middle. And this is where, you know, I've done this for years, really, riding around in these cold temperatures, you know, freezing your twig and berries off. And you know, the best way, as I say, is just to keep it nice and simple. Now it's just coming up to a set of traffic lights. Now here, when you're braking, just really slow down nice and early, and it's almost when you come to a stop, it's the engine that's brought you to a stop and not the actual brakes. Just let this ambulance go through first. There we go. And then when I launch off, just very gradual again. Right, coming up here, you can see I'm just easing back up to it. Try and avoid any sort of painted surface, any slippery surfaces, that kind of thing. Launching off. There we go. And away we go. As I say, it's very, very tentative. You know, you kind of go around a bend or roundabout, let's say, you're doing it like a 50p piece. You know, you kind of, just hexagonal, keep it upright, turn, upright, turn, upright, turn. You know, that kind of thing if you have to. So here you see I'm keeping it right in the middle of the road, away from the shiny surfaces wherever possible. And that's it. Now this could apply, let's say you've been out on the bike for some, and you come back late at night and the temperature suddenly drops. It's exactly the same. You know, you try and avoid the shiny surfaces, you try and get the best traction possible, but you just change the way you ride. And hopefully also you're wearing the right equipment, or clothing and gloves and etc. That's going to keep you warm as well. But look, it's a glorious day today, so although it's bitingly cold, you can't really tell this, I suppose. It is absolutely freezing brass monkeys out here, as we would say. But look, I'm just going to get out and about and carry on this ride and go and enjoy myself a little bit. But I think a hot cup of cocoa is definitely required for this old fool who's riding his bike in these freezing temperatures. And you see how I'm going around the bend here. Just, you kind of steer the front wheel as opposed to leaning it over. Right, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found that useful. As I say, take it easy on these icy roads, and I'll catch you on the next video whenever that is. Please like, share, subscribe, leave those comments. Let us know what you do on these icy conditions, whether you even bother riding or not, or whether you do as I do, or do something different. Let us know. Ta-da now.
RevelatorAlf.